up, good people? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, and I hope favorite indie author coming to you live and direct here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and at least stopping by to see what I have to say about weaves, which are not much. You want to know why? Because this topic, I got all of my advice from my dear protege out of North Carolina. Her name is Miss Cecily Cook, and she is the owner of, let me make sure I got the name of her salon right, Hair Love Beauty Studio by Cess, and that is in Eden, North Carolina. And so every Wednesdays, she and we collaborate on Instagram. And we have what's called Weave Wednesdays. So today I'm going to give you the Huggy Lowdown on that discussion, but to also remind you that you can join us every Wednesdays at 3 o'clock on Instagram as we tell you what they don't tell you at the hair salon about weaves. Now, as you guys know, like I said before at the beginning of the video, I am not the queen of weaves, but I am the queen of collaborations, which is why I collaborated with Cess, because she is someone who I admire, she is someone who I trust, and she is someone who I look up to. So when we decided to do this together, I was like, oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack. All right, so let's get down to it. What we want you guys to understand is that the COVID-19, that is the disease caused by the coronavirus, okay? So we have two issues. Number one, we have the actual virus. And then number two, we have the actual disease. Now, no one likes what's happening with as a result of both of those. So we've got shutdowns, and then first and foremost, we have people who are actually losing their lives. So we are not in no way, shape, form, or fashion happy about that at all. And it has definitely shifted and changed, like a little paradigm shift in the beauty industry, in as much as that from now on, we're going to have to service you in a different way. So the state of Ohio and North Carolina, as of today, and I believe it's April 22nd, I might be off a little bit, we are not in the rollout of states who are going to be allowed to provide you with salon, nail, and barbering services. So what we want you to understand is that we are going to avail ourselves to you on these social media platforms, and that these will now be a part of the salon service. So with that being said, we appreciate you so much for joining us on this YouTube channel to hear this spiel. Number two, when the states allow us to open, Cess and I want you guys to understand that unequivocally, without a doubt, that we are going to be doing everything above and beyond to ensure that you will be entering a safe salon environment. And we speak for all the nail technicians and barbers as well. So the beauty industry will change as you know it, in as much that we can't have the salons full of people, and y'all didn't want to be there all day in the first place. So now we're going to have to, adjust to be able to accommodate you, where we are practicing social distancing. We are practicing cleansing, sanitation, disinfecting. We are going to be wearing our mask. We are going to be timing those appointments. We're going to have to limit the number of people who can be in our establishments, as well as, restructure our retail area. So now we have the social media platform. I'm here, Cess is here, where we can answer your questions and we can provide virtual appointments, as well as you can patronize us on our e-commerce platforms. So that is going to be the new shift. That's the new normal that we're going to see in the beauty and barber industry. And so Cess and I want you guys to be prepared and to know that we are going to be here for you. So now, with that being said, make sure you're at home. With that being said, let's get started into the topic about what they don't tell you at the hair salon about weaves. All right, here we go. All right, the first thing I have 4 questions, all right? And so again, every Wednesday it's at 3 o'clock on Instagram. Today we talked about, the inventions of weaves and the most common questions. So number one, who invented weaves? Number two, how many weave techniques are there? Number three, what's the best kind of weave install for my hair? And then number four, how do you find the weave slayer in your locale? So those were the four questions that we talked about. And so again, let's hop right into it. Now, I am the Instagram instigator. So again, I know nothing about weave. So my job is just to irritate Cess with all the he say, she say about weaves. And let me tell y'all, I got it crack-a-lackin'. So the first thing I said, I heard that weaves were copied off of the white rockers like Van Halen and David Lee Roth of the 80s, and that the sisters started copying those weaves off of those rockers. And she said, no, Ladosha. So the truth of the matter is, for the record, all right, this is a fact. Hair Weaves received a patent that was submitted by the lovely Christina M. Jenkins. I was looking at my notes. So Christina M. Jenkins is the founder, and she has the United States patent. It was given to her in 1951 for the sew and weave method. So that technique that I'm thinking that I heard was stolen, we copied off of rock stars. That's not true. So this woman came up with this technique, and she submitted a patent for it. And in 1951, she actually received the patent. So there you have it, the official history of the sew and weaves, that one of the common techniques that we are using today. Okay, so let's give it up for Christina Jenkins. I had to make sure I said that. Christina Jenkins. Okay. Next up, how many techniques are there? So now we know Christina Jenkins brought it down. She got us together. How many techniques are there? And so the reason why I asked this question is because I keep hearing, you got your ghetto weaves, you got your Cardi B and your Nicki Minaj, weaves, and then you have your Beyonce and your, Mary J. Blige, some of the more, those kind of weaves. So, how many weave techniques are there and who are they for? So she said, what they don't tell you at the hair salon, Ladosha, is that, weaves are for everybody for any reason that they want to have them. We don't need to make up the medical excuse, because people, they don't just wear weaves because they have a medical condition, but people wear weaves because they want to. And people with medical conditions, they don't all wear weaves. So some people lose their hair and they're very fine with it. So we don't want to be very punitive and very shaming and abrasive in our language when we talk about the different types of personalities and lifestyles and, so on and so forth about weaves, that weaves are for any and everybody. And it ain't nobody business if they do. All right, Cess, you checked me, boo-boo. Okay, so how many weaves were there, Cess? So here is what Cess had to say. She said, Ladosha, there are too many weave techniques that I can begin to tell you, because it will take up the whole time on Instagram. But I'll give you my top 8 that's most commonly used. So number 1, you have eye tips. 2, you have quick weaves. Don't the barber. I do everything but cut the hair and quick weaves, all right? So quick weaves, sew-ins, lace fronts, prontos, man weaves, tape-in weaves, and clip-in weaves. So these are the most popular types of installations that people can get. So this is what she said. These are my top 3. So her top 3 are clip-in weaves. She likes clip-in weaves because the fun is instantaneous with the less harm to your hair, and you can make it fuller, you can make it longer. And so during a pandemic, you may not be in the mood for trying to do this yourself at home, and there's no one you can probably go to and get it done anyway. So you can go to like Walmart, some of those stores that's actually selling excuse me, your clip-in weaves. So she said, have fun, okay? If you're at home, having fun, taking pictures, doing your little Instagrams, go ahead, your little YouTubes, everything, Twitters. Why don't you just clip in a few pieces? Next up, she says she likes quick weaves. Now, quick weaves can be the most compromising because she said, number one, some professionals and people who do this stuff at home, they fail to do a thorough consultation. So a thorough consultation will decrease the likelihood of you getting a weave installation technique that does not complement the goal that you're having with your hair or what's best for the condition of your hair and the shape, of your face and how you're trying to make it look. So the quick weaves, they are her favorite. However, again, a consultation will set the tone for all types of weave, and also, the weave needs to be removed by the professional to make sure that you're not, taking out the incorrect way. So it's very, very, very important that you receive these services by licensed professionals who have the health of your hair at the forefront of the service. So she does like quick weaves. So, just make sure don't do this yourself, people, and make sure you have someone take it out professionally. And then she said she likes eye tips. So she likes the eye tips because you can take the weft of hair or the strands of hair and you're going to bond them with some type of a resin or keratin, some type of a, product that's going to help the actual added on hair clip on. You're going to have this long hair. So she likes this because of the intricate placement that you can do. You get creativity to move the hair around. You can buy the hair in different colors. So she's really, really liking the eye tips for the creativity and the natural look of it all. So those are her favorite techniques. Now, here is what she also has to say about the other methods. So number one, the tape-in weaves, she believes that these are the best for people with finer texture of hair and people whose hair is, like really soft, and straight, because you're gonna basically tape these tracks in, and they're double-sided and they just kind of slide out and they're very gentle. So people who have finer, thinner, maybe weaker, less dense, straight hair, this technique is going to be best. So again, she said the consultation will set the tone. You can customize it. Also, she is of the understanding that you must take care of your natural hair with the weave. One of the biggest problems with the weaves is that some people are, using it to escape what they need to do with their natural hair. Now, she's not a big fan of that because she says at some point you'll need to wear your hair. So let's take, for example, the eye tips. She said if you were to get this service, she would explain to you, number one, if you're a good candidate, you'll get it. And she'll explain to you what you'll have to do to your natural hair before she'll reinstall the eye clip service. And she thinks that type of special customization is needed with every single weave service to make sure that you're not compromising the natural hair or the hair that they've just spent a whole lot of money on, which she does sell. So now we have that. So those are all your different types of hair weaves. Well, the most popular kind. And then we have her three most favorite kinds, which are eye tips, quick weave, and clip-ins, all right? And then she made it a point to say that the weaves are safe. Weaves are safe provided the hair and scalp is in a condition to receive the actual service. So the whole thing about them being bad, they're only not good for people who should not have them. Again, this is why the consultation is priority one. All right. So next up we had, so now that we got the different kinds of weaves, now that we know who invented them, and now we have the different methods that we can put this stuff in our hair. And now we know your three favorite types. Now what we want to know is, how do we find the weave slayer in our neighborhood? So we don't live in Cleveland and we don't live in North Carolina. So how do we find the home of the weave slayer? I have to take a sip on that one. Y'all ready? All right. So Cess says the best way to find the best weaveologist, the home of the weave slayer, and all these cool weave names is that you're going to have to go to their social media and look online for their reviews. So now here are the rules of engagement. She said, you got to understand that all this stuff you see on these videos, they're not always what they appear, because we have on all this makeup, they put filters on so that you can't see all of our blemishes and you can't see some of the mistakes, and they want to sell this stuff to you. So please, buyer beware that everything that looks good in a video ain't always what it seems in real life. So make sure that you actually follow the customer and see if you can see how the customer is wearing the hair weave in real time. I thought that was pretty fascinating. She also said, don't be too concerned if you read some negative reviews. After all, no one is perfect, and sometimes a hairstylist can do their best, male or female, and the person, honestly, they just don't like it. Now, of course, you want to be leery of all negative reviews. But if you see a few negative reviews, they are only human. She says read on into those reviews to get an overall scope of practice of how this licensed cosmetologist is taking care or installing this weave. So don't let the negative reviews, get you. Now, I know you might find this hard to believe. No, I'm just kidding. But I've been fired. I've messed up as a cosmetologist. And I do have a money-back guarantee policy, that I offer to all of my customers. The Reverence Design Team, we've always had it since we have been in business. And we have had to refund people. And we don't have 5 stars every single review. Now we have 98% of them are 5-star reviews, but we do have some people who were not satisfied, but we're still a good salon. And so sometimes the customer authentically, they just did not like the service that we or I offered. And sometimes we just, we just messed it up. It didn't work out. And so that doesn't mean that the person isn't good. So she said, please, make sure you keep that in mind as you're reading the reviews. So the reviews are basically going to give you that human approach. Again, this is the benefit of this platform. So use it to your advantage, but also buyer beware. Be careful, be responsible of what you're looking at, and look for the realness. So that is what they don't tell you at the hair salon about weaves. And again, you can catch Cess and I every Wednesdays on Instagram at 3 o'clock with Weaves by Cess and LaDosha. Wonderful, wonderful platform. I'm going to put all of her information in the feed. In the meantime, if you don't want to click on down there, you can find her on Instagram, and she is at Cess Hair Love, and she's also Cecily Hair Love on Facebook. So that's Cecily Hair Love on Instagram, Cecily Hair Love on Facebook. And I'm going to put that in the link down there just in case I get it messed up. And then the name of her salon is Hair Love Beauty Studio by Cess, and she is located in Eden, North Carolina. She is available for video or virtual appointments, and she can also do consultations. If you already have, your weave in there and everything, she can still talk to you about it. You can also pre-book for your service. Get ready, because at some point we're all going to have to go back to work, but as of now it will not be May 1st, so you can go ahead on and pre-book if you want to and prepay for that. So she's available for that as well. I'm going to put her phone number in the feed. All right, Thank you so much for checking out my video about what they don't tell you at the hair salon about weaves. According to Cess, that is, okay? You know what I say when I'm always signing out, but this time it's going to be different, all right? So this time, it's peace, love, and hair. And if you ain't got no hair, don't want to grow no hair, can't grow no hair, ain't even interested in no hair, get a hair weave by Cess. Bye. I love you. Thank you. Stay home.